Hello, I'm Abel Alejandre. I'm gonna be, talking over assignment number four. This week's lesson, which is like blended learning. We had one reading and two videos. So I'm gonna go over the summary of the reading, the first reading that we had, or I mean the only reading that we have. Well, the reading provides the definition of blended learning, which was blended learning is any time a student learns at least in part of a brick or mortar location away from home, and at least in part through the internet with some elements of student control of time, place, and or pace. It also mentions some learning methods that a teacher could use to implement in order to combine the opportunities of face-to-face learning with the opportunities of online environment. It states the advantages of blended learning, which are, students have the ability to ask teachers questions face to face, where they're not able to do that in an online environment. The costs are cheaper in the US to implement this type of method, and it results with higher outcomes. And most importantly, most important, teachers are able to analyze and able to determine whether blended learning is a technique that they're able to use and they will be successful with it, which is pretty awesome. It allows teachers the option to use it or whether or not. Videos, there's two videos. The first one, blended learning versus tech integration. Simply it just it goes between the difference of blended learning versus just integrating technology. The online environment. So learning and technology integration is not the same thing. There are four hallmarks within the this video, which states that the first one I forgot what it was. But the second one, it increases students' collaboration and control. It increases online presences and it repurposes time. Those are the four hallmarks. Video number two, blended learning in elementary school. It was a dream box, where the students were given it's a math program called the Dream Box, where students, on their iPads are working with math equations, that's related to the Common Core, in order to help them master the skills. It reinforces what they're already taught. It provides extra practice, and it allows students to work in their own pace. It was three groups. One of them having hands-on, work. The other one, working with technology on iPads, and then there was the other group working with the teacher. So I'm gonna go over the reactions. So in the reading, there was a table. I believe it was 1.4, if I'm not mistaken, where it's a diagram of a step-by-step process. I thought that was pretty fascinating because, it gives the teacher, a step-by-step process on how to incorporate blended learning. It helps the teacher analyze the student or the group of students and know where to start on the step-by-step process of integrating blended learning. It's easy to follow. It's a 1, 2, 3 step, and it guarantees success, which is just pretty cool. So now on to the videos. From my understanding, and from the definition, blended learning applies to collaborative and a shift from student teacher to more student interaction, and using online tools as well. I didn't really see this in the second video. It was more of individual work. They did have a teacher teaching them on the board, but then the two other groups, it was more of an individual group. They didn't really see them collaborating. The kids and iPads were working on their own pace. They were completing the equations, and then there was the other group who were also just doing their hands-on by their own. That's the second video. That's my reaction to it. I didn't really see that blended learning implied from what definition states. That's pretty much it.